Hello, everybody. I'm Lucas Stackpole, and I found a friend since my first men's game. With me in the booth tonight is Peter Papalardo. We are getting ready to kick you off for this women's soccer contest between the Mount St. Mary College Knights and the United States Merchant Marine Academy Mariners. Pete, let's get a tail of the tape for this matchup today.
Yeah. Coming in today, Mount St. Mary coming off 2 straight wins against Purchase and Old Westbury. U.S. Merchant Marine, they haven't lost since September 6th to WestCon. So it's going to be a good match today, and we're going to be watching.
We're in for a good contest here tonight. Hopefully this one is a little more peaceful than the men's soccer game was for any of our viewers who were there for that one as well. The Mount St. Mary Knights donning pink uniforms tonight. Number 5, Morgan Mitchell, set to kick it away from the Mariners. She does, and we are underway. 20. So the Mariners working the ball deep and working the ball in their own end, trying to get the ball past midfield. And they do so. Caitlin Green was the star of the win against Purchase.
Green has 4 goals on the season.
That pass up towards the middle of the field. Picked off quickly by number 3, Maria Baldwin. The Mariners working it towards the far sideline. Good move there from number 2, Natalie Colpoys. Colpoys towards the middle. That shot tapped wide, and that will carry out of the end line, out of play. Nice ball. 40 seconds into the contest. The Knights' defense looks solid so far. The interim head coach, Joe Dolan, making his debut so far. Wish nothing but the best for him. Hopefully the team can come through. Caitlin Green set to kick it away. Green fires that one towards the far sideline. A Mariner gets a head on it, and it'll stick in the Knights' end. We have a stoppage. Knights ball. So now, Pete, we'll get the first look at the Knights on offense. They've been playing defense for at least the first minute and a half. We'll see if they can go on the attack here.
Yeah, you mentioned Green. Green has the highest shot percentage on the team at 40%.
Look for the Knights to get the ball to her. As the Knights have trouble corralling the ball, the Mariners gently with it in their own end. Natalie Colpoys with the ball. Colpoys swings it back to, I believe, number 5, Morgan Mitchell. That ball finds us all the way back to the goalie, Margaret Ripperger. Ripperger swings it for number 23, Jasper Schneller. Schneller's pass blocked, out of play. Schneller now to throw it in. Schneller surrenders it to her teammate, number 11, Natalia Gallardo. Gallardo's throw in, picked off by number 11 of the Knights, Caitlin Hansen. Hansen out the outside of the box. Hansen towards the middle. Pass picked off, nobody home. Number 14 from Mount St. Mary, Darla Petrica, working it hard with number 17 of the Mariners, Alex Foreman. That one finds us all the way back towards the top of the Mariners box. Out towards the middle, number 20, Marina Ronzoni working with it. Ronzoni out to Gallardo on the sideline. Gallardo up the near sideline. The Mariners stay onside, pushing it upfield. Number 5, Morgan Mitchell. Mitchell hounded by Green. Out one towards the end line, out of play. Awaiting the jurisdiction of the refs.
Mitchell leads USMMA with 4 goals on the season.
Knights ball, and Pete, so far the Mariners have been on the ball on offense. I mean, we're only 3 minutes into the contest, but so far it seems a good start.
Yeah, USMMA is dominating ball possession right now.
Green again set to take the kick. Gervain, Green sends it away. Out towards the far sideline, and one lucky fan will get to take that soccer ball home. That ball tossed back into play. Number 2, Natalie Colpoys. Colpoys towards the middle of the field. That one sent away. Number 4, Emma Cox, takes a hard fall. The refs see it. It'll stick with the Mariners. Kicking it away now for Merchant Marine. Number 4, Emma Cox. Out to Gallardo. Gallardo swings it to Schneller. Schneller towards the middle of the field. It's Mitchell. The ref takes exception. I believe that's an offside, and it'll go the way of the Knights. Pete, I mean, between the Dolphins last game and the Mariners this game, the schools we've played have had some pretty cool mascots. I won't lie.
Yeah. Who'd you say we played before?
The Dolphins.
Yep, I do like the Dolphins for sure. We have also played Purchase. I like the Panthers.
Solid. The Knights, of course, objectively better than all, but
Agreed.
we give credit where credit is due as Green sends it past midfield. Schneller and number 21 of the Knights, Lily Tanko. Trade blows. Working now on the Mariners side of midfield. Pass intended for Colpoise, intercepted. The refs take exception to something, and we have our first stoppage. Pretty even contest so far.
Yep.
The game I last commentated was Purchase. I believe that was a 4-0 win for the Knights. The defense that game was stifling. So with the white-hot team like the Mariners, who haven't lost in a month, we'll see if that defense can come through for the good guys. Faith Welsh guarding the ball, working closely with number 13, Ainsley Carlone. That one ends up wide of the net. Knights ball.
Kakavas has 45 saves this season at 75% clip.
So far, the Mariners, solid start on offense, but nothing to show for it yet. And granted, Pete, we are just 5.5 minutes into the game. But, I mean, if you're the Mariners, you have to be happy with this start.
Absolutely. As long as you're dominating ball possession, at some point something's got to go through.
Green sends that one back towards midfield. Working with it now. Ball comes near the booth, near the near sideline. That's number 29, Lucy Thomas. Thomas maintains control. Thomas tried to get it to her teammate, Alex Foreman. That one won't go. That one ends up out of play. And I'll tell you, Pete, somebody's car really needs some working on.
I think that's a bike.
Whatever it is, it needs some working on. That ball thrown in. Intended for number 17, Emma Mahali. Tanko gives chase. Refs blow the whistle. Mariner ball.
So comparing goalies here, Ripperger has 19 goals at a 82% clip. So less saves than Kakavas, but on a better percentage.
Number 23, Schneller sends that one downfield. Morgan Mitchell gives chase. Green sends it out. Greenhouse number 21, Lily Tanko. Tanko lowers the shoulder. The refs swallow the whistle. Emma Cox, and this could be a break for the Knights. Upfield, nobody home. Gallardo, good job just getting it out. Is Emma Cox going to be able to keep it in play? Yes, she is. Nicely done on the far end of the sideline. Cox now. They're in the Knights' end of midfield. Cox upfield looking for Mitchell. Mitchell receives it. Knights quickly there. Tussle, Kaylin Green tries to come away with it. Loses her footing. That pass intercepted and knocked away. Here's Emma Cox now. Cox, 2-on-1. That one. Tanko gives chase. Tanko slides. Takes out someone. That ball ends up out of play. The refs letting him play so far.
That was a close one.
That's number 9, Faith Emmons taking the hit, slow to get up, but gets up under her own power and appears okay. Her and number 21 of the Knights, Lily Tanko, got tangled up. In October, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And, Pete, I got to say, I'm really digging the pink uniforms.
I like it a lot. I do wish baseball did it.
Yeah, me too. Baseball has no swag. Kicking it in now. Allen towards the middle of the box. Mitchell jumps, can't get it. Green giving chase. Guarded closely by number 13 and Ainsley Carlone. That one ends up out of play. Knights ball. Doing the tossing in, number 20, Faith Welsh. 9 minutes into the game, nothing. No offensive stats for either side. Tanko gives chase. That one, leaping effort. And the refs take exception to it. Solid effort to get a body on it. I believe that is number 20, Faith Welsh.
She got up there.
The refs, of course, take exception to it, and it will go the way of the Mariners. Free kick now. The ball appears to be in play. Far sideline. That one rolled in for number 4, Emma Cox. Ground ball kick from Alex Foreman. Quickly sent away. Allen sent back towards midfield. It's Tanko now. Tanko and Mitchell tied up. Number 23. Jasper Schneller. Schneller loses the ball. Schneller and Tanko take a slide. The ball's still deep in the Mariners' end, though. Number 11, Caitlin Hansen working the near sideline. Hansen towards the end line. That one kept in play. Out of play. Awaiting a call from the referees. It'll go the way of the Mariners. And Pete, that's the first time tonight the Knights have had a legitimate opportunity. Lily Tanko and Jasper Schneller get tangled up on the fast break. Nothing comes of it. But if you're the Knights, you got to feel good about that one.
Yeah, not a lot of transition defense there from Merchant Marine.
Merchant Marine, now is Cox working the far sideline. Works it back towards the middle of the field. Works it back for Schneller. Schneller appears to be the defenseman here on this Mariners team. Works it upfield. Short pass for Gallardo. Left short, picked off by Hansen. Hansen upfield. Hansen has Tanko across the middle. She collides with number 9, Faith Salmons. Both parties appear fine. Lily Tanko not afraid to get physical early in the contest. Alex Foreman now, that shot, blocked. Foreman tangled up with number 24, Riley Tondini. Fromm goes across the field. That one quickly sent back by number 4, Alexis Centrone. Pass intended for Hansen, out of play, near the booth. So the action has picked up a little bit now, 10 minutes into the contest. Again, no official offensive stats for either side, but it's definitely picked up. Tondini now. Tondini up ahead for Tanko. Tanko leaves it behind for number 17, Emma Mahali, who works it to Hansen near the near sideline. Hansen's pass picked off by number 20, Marina Moranzini. Gallardo sends it up the sideline, where number 3, Maria Baldwin, will chase it down. Gets it out towards Kaylin Green. Green, good pass up the sideline at Centrone. Centrone guarded tightly by Foreman. That one kicked up the near sideline. Schneller gets a body on it, keeps it inside the Knights' own end. Mahali now upfield. Tanko and number 9, Salmons giving chase. Tanko gets a body on it, loses the ball. Salmons comes alone. Tanko ends up on the ground. Salmons comes away, and the Mariners avoid another offensive threat.
Both defenses have held up pretty well.
Working it upfield now are the Mariners. Working it now, number 13, Ainsley Carlin. Carlin up the field, moves home. Number 29 now in. As a mess out in front, the ball is still loose. Fires, that one catches someone in front. Nobody home, still in the box. And the Knights are able to get it out. Solid defensive effort on a loose ball there. The Mariners unable to get a good shot off, and the Knights are able to clear it. It's Caitlin Hansen now. Hansen for Tondini. Tondini back to Centrone. Centrone to Hansen along the sideline. Hansen back to Centrone. Hot potato here for the Knights offense.
Looking for an opening.
Works it now. It's Baldwin. Baldwin for Tondini. Tondini, Mahali. Mahali out of play. The Knights very methodical with their passing. As you mentioned, Pete, looking for an opening. One doesn't come up, and so the Knights turn it over in their own end. Gallardo tosses it in. That one kept in by number 29, Lucy Thomas. Gallardo across the field. That is number 14, Darla Petricka, getting ahead on it. That one towards the far sideline. Anyone home? Yes. Excellent job by Cox keeping the ball in play. Somebody at long last answers the door for the Mariners. Solid defense. Mahali, no whistle. That one sent upfield. Nobody home. Pete, I'll tell you, I did the men's game earlier, and the women's officials here in this one are doing a lot better job of just letting them play.
Absolutely. I was at the game too. Not a lot of stoppages in play last game.
A problem so common in sports nowadays, the referees think people are there to see them. As the Mariners now, it's fielded by Salmons. Salmons the far sideline for Cox. Cox and the ball's across midfield. That one picked off by Petricka. Petricka now for Tanko. Tanko falls. And there's a stoppage. Speak of the devil, it'll stick the way at the Knights.
A theme here is bad passing and good defense thus far. Both sides.
Well, good defense will get you a long way. And so far, again, 14 minutes into the contest, still somewhat early. But no shots on goal and no corner kicks for either side. Couple of opportunities, but the defense has been quick to shut it down. Kaylin Green on the free kick. Green fires. That one towards the middle of the box. Anybody home? That one catches the head of Salmons. That ball kept in the air by the Mariners. Mariners in possession now, trying to get it back out. Gallardo. Near sideline, near the broadcast booth, out of play. Knights ball. Quick to throw it in. No. Pump fake. To throw it in, Alexis Centrone. A little deliberating about where to get the ball. That one overthrown, intended for Hansen. Mahaly gets a head on it. Ball still up in the air. Foreman gets it. Foreman sends it away. So good job just getting the ball out of their own end there from the Mariners. Kalen Green now working it up the field. Green, again, looking for an opening. The Mariners' defense has been a good job trapping the ball in the Knights' end. There's a whistle, Knights' ball. And it seems, Pete, every whistle has gone the way of the Knights.
Yeah. Merchant Marine's defense has only really broken once, and the Knights didn't take advantage of it.
As I just remember the one-on-one fast break, Tanko and Schneller got caught up. That could have been something, but again, solid defense. So offense, I mean, if you're a soccer purist, this is the game for you. Again, we're only 15 minutes into the contest. So that one's Hansen along the sideline, Hansen towards the middle of the field, nobody home. Tanko, solid hit on number 20, Marino Ronzini. That one up the field. That one headed towards the end line. Is anybody catch up to it? Number 3, Maria Baldwin in pursuit. She elects to just let it go. Knights, I believe, Knights ball.
Ronzini looked a little shaken up at first, but she looks good now.
And again, Pete, just the referees letting him play. I'm with it.
I'm all for it. Definitely makes the game more entertaining.
For sure, just with the solid. We'll see if any of these teams can turn defense into offense. Both sides, again, have played spectacular defense. Each team just waiting for a break to come their way. Green now to kick it away. Green fires. Out towards the middle of the field, it's Mahaly. Baldwin makes a play on it. Baldwin for Green. Green up the field. It's Tanko. Working with it now, number 2, Natalie Kulpois. Kulpois leaves it for Ronzini. Ronzini across the field for Gallardo. Gallardo tried to get it to Foreman. That pass a little too high. It'll end up out of play.
The Mount has had a very bend-don't-break defense. They've been bending a lot, but they're not breaking. At least not yet.
And for at least the time of possession, if you stack up the time of possessions, the Mariners have had it for far longer than the Knights have, but really there's nothing to show for it. Just a testament to that Knights defense so far.
For sure. Hopefully they continue to hold up.
So far, a solid start for both sides. Green to kick it away. Green fires. That one kept in play still. The unstoppable force versus the immovable object is how I would describe the matchup currently between this Mariners offense and this Knights defense.
Yeah.
As Schneller now works it past midfield. Up ahead, good pass to Foreman. Foreman, again, not quite. Can anybody keep it in? No.
Foreman's got 3 goals on the year, tied with a couple other of her teammates, Santasiera and Kulpois.
The Mariners doing a solid job of maintaining possession, but it seems, Pete, at the end of every possession, there's one that's just out of the reach of the intended target.
Yeah. Their best chance was right in front of the goal. That little tie-up with about 5-6 players.
Loose ball so far. Still fairly early into the contest, so nobody hitting the panic button just yet. That free kick from Mahaly just over her head. It's Foreman, guarded by Tondini, for Mahaly. Mahaly goes over her head. That one's still in play. Gallardo gets a head on it, kept in play. Now it's Caitlin Hansen. Hansen up the field for Tanko. Tanko, can't you get past Schneller? She can. Works away. Up ahead. Centering pass for a player that wasn't there. Easy save for Ripperger. And the Mariners going to set up on offense once more.
Not a lot of transition offense for the Knights there. It was kind of just 1 or 2 players.
And it's the second time today the Knights have at least been. Here's Mahaly now. Up the field again. Number 6, Grace Moore in pursuit. Guarded by number 4, Emma Cox. That one knocked out of play by Cox. So it'll be the Knights ball deep in the Mariners' end. Coming onto the game now for Mount St. Mary, number 5, Kellyanne Moran.
Grace Moore is a leader in goals and assists on the team.
Moran coming on in relief for number 17, Emma Mahaly. So the Knights throw in deep in the Mariners' end. And this could be a good chance for them to get that offense jump-started.
Moran has 9 games played and has a goal.
That ball thrown in for number 21, Lily Tanko. Tanko tried to get it to Tondini. Looks like she got hit on the pass. Pass goes a little high, but it's fielded by number 3, Maria Baldwin. Turned over. Lucy Thomas now intercepted by Tondini. It's Hansen. Hansen for Tanko. Getting inside there, number 9, Faith Salmons. And it'll be Mariners ball pushing it the other way. And there it is, Pete. Just a solid offensive effort from the Mariners, and there's just that one loose pass. That always comes back to snake bite them.
Yeah, it's been a theme so far. Mostly for Merchant, but goes both ways.
Now past midfield, it's Schneller. Schneller to Gallardo. The Mariners again past midfield. In the Knights' end, that one well out of play.
There's no question that Merchant has been on the. They've been pressing this Knights defense, and the Knights defense has held up.
So far, so good. I mean, 20 minutes into the game, and this is a Mariners team that hasn't lost in a month. But so far, I mean, the defense has been up to the task. Now it's up to the Knights to turn that defense into opportunities on the other end. I've seen it happen before. We'll see if anything comes of it. As Green's kick, Hansen can't corral it, ends up out of play. Gallardo to throw it in for the other guys, Merchant Marine. That one ends up, the ref blows the whistle, Knights ball. Beautiful weather here so far, I will say. It's not too hot, not too cold, blue skies.
Nice breeze. About as nice as you can ask.
This is lovely. Beautiful October day. There's playoff baseball on as Baldwin kicks it away. Tango gets a head on it. It ends up in the goalie box, but no Knights give pursuit. Schneller now. Schneller, Souvenir. That one ends up near the scorer's table. 24 minutes, 23 seconds counting down. Centrone to toss it in. Centrone for Tanko. Tanko gets a head on it. Moran giving chase. Gives up on the play. Cox now past midfield. Centrone sizes it up to Foreman. Back to Centrone. Two teams playing hot potato. That one, number 20. Maria Ronzini getting a head on it. Moran getting tangled up with Colpoys. Salmon's now up midfield for Cox, far sideline. Cox back towards the middle of the field. It's Ronzini. Ronzini guarded tightly by Petricka. That one on almost exactly midfield. It's Colpoys. That one along the far sideline. It is going to stay in play. Faith Welsh guarding the ball tightly, but works that one back towards the middle of the field, intended for Mitchell. Still out. Good defense there. The Knights get it away.
That was a nice cross by Merchant there.
Tanko tossed to the ground. The ref takes note. Knights ball.
Another thing to note, this is a much more civil game than the men's game was.
So far, so good. We'll knock on wood for the safety of everyone involved.
I will say. Hope I didn't jinx it.
Yeah, no kidding. Green now to kick it away in due time. And again, I mean, the Mariners have had solid chances. They got the ball, and they held it in the Knights' end for a long time, and the Knights, again, just up to the task. It's Foreman now. Foreman working on Tondini. That one, Schneller gets it out. Moran guarding the ball. That one kicked away. It's Cox, far sideline. Cox up ahead to Mitchell. That one picked off by Green and rocketed back the other way.
Nice clear by Green.
That one will stay in play, not out of bounds, and so the Mariners get it back to the goalie, who kicks it out, and the offense regroups. Again, just a solid effort so far from both sides. Hard collision there, no whistle. And Pete, the referees today, letting them play, and I love it.
I love it.
That one all the way back down by field for Gallardo. Leaves it for the goalie, Ripperger.
Do you love it as a player, too?
Well, it depends. I mean, if I'm the one getting laid out, no.
Yeah, right.
But I think so. I mean, to the point of the men's game, I think the stoppages ended up disrupting the flow of the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem. And once we get into basketball season, I'm sure we'll see it a lot more. But, I mean, so far so good. The referees have stepped in when they've had to. But for the most part, pretty smooth game so far. 21-46 left in the first half. Nothing. Working in field now, Colpoys. Good pass for Foreman. This could be a chance. Sliding Kakavas. The ball's still out. Sliding effort.
Great play by Kakavas.
And a dazzling stop by the goalkeeper to keep it 0-0. Foreman in alone. That was a good leading pass. Kakavas just got it before Foreman was able to knock it away, and the Knights defense did the rest of the work.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass. Kakavas did a great job.
And Mora now. Mora pushing upfield. It's a 3-on-3. Mora working it towards the box. Has Tango towards the middle. That one fired wide of the net. And that at least is the first shot on net the Knights have had.
Anybody has had.
Coming into the game now, number 18, Jamie Santaserio, or however you say your name. My sincerest apologies if the Santaserio family is watching. Santaserio. Perfect. Newburgh now to kick it away. Lily Tanko coming off for the Knights. That one launched to the outside. That one towards the middle of the field. It's Foreman. Foreman for Gallardo. Gallardo waltzes across midfield. Gallardo, fairly uncontested so far, trying to work it towards the middle. Gallardo now in pursuit. Gallardo towards the middle. Good centering pass. Not quite there.
Nice clear out.
Knocked away by Patrica. Oh, hard fall. Ball somewhere under the sea of bodies.
A little surprised by the no call.
Still down at midfield. The play still going on. No whistles yet from the ref. Still down. That one out of play. And thankfully the refs finally stop it. Still down at midfield. We hope she's okay. The scary injury to number 6, Grace Mora. Mora, clutching her back, is able to walk off the field under her own power, and we really hope she's okay. She does end up exiting the game.
I'm sure the Knights also want her back as soon as possible. She is, like I said earlier, leading in goals and assists.
For an injury such as that down on the field for a long period of time, we're glad she was able to get up under her own power. She appears okay, but we send her all the best from the broadcast booth. Taking her spot, number 15, Angelina Robinson. 1948 here in the first half.
Robinson?
Robinson.
11 games played. Just one shot on goal.
Mitchell on the far sideline. That one tapped by Welsh, and it will stay with the Mariners. That one tossed in. It's Foreman now. Foreman gets enough separation to get a shot off, and it's wide. And I'll tell you, the two scoring chances, or at least two of the best scoring chances the Mariners have had, Alex Foreman has been front and center.
Yeah, they've been mighty close.
Solid shot. Looks like she got enough power under it. That one just wide. So 19 minutes left in the first half, and we still remain a scoreless contest.
If you're the Knights, you got to start pushing. You got to start trying to get some offensive chances here, because at some point Merchant Marine is going to get one to go through.
And we've been saying that most of the game, Pete. I mean, so far the Knights' defense has been up to the task, but they have to find a way to turn this defense into offense at some point, and the referee takes exception to something on the field. It'll be Mariner ball.
not many stops. When there have been stops, it's been going towards Merchant Marines side.
And just in my experiences in watching sports, if you have a lot of opportunities and you can't cash in, then the other team, when they get their first opportunity, they'll knock it home. So I'm sure that's at the back of Merchant Marines' mind, who have definitely have the upper hand in time of possession. But still, no, good pass inside. It's Cool Poise. Cool Poise can't get a solid shot on it. The defense knocks it away. And Pete, speak of the devil, that was a really good opportunity there, too. Cool Poise just couldn't get a solid shot off.
Yeah, that was.
Still in the Knights and the Mariners still working with it. Working it towards the near sideline, leaves it behind for Gallardo. Gallardo, good pass inside. It's Foreman. Foreman leaves it for number 20, Ronzini. Ronzini now back inside the box. It's Cool Poise. Cool Poise for Foreman. Foreman fires that one. Knocked away by Kakavas.
What a save by Kakavas. That would be number 46 this year.
First shot on goal for either side. Kakavas knocks it away. And again, Pete, Alex Foreman finding her way to create offensive opportunities. Solid shot. Kakavas with a solid save. Stays scoreless.
Well, Foreman's been on up there with her teammates, like I mentioned earlier, 3 goals this season, 8 shots on goal. So she's been very active in the offense this year, and that's continuing today.
Corner kick now for the Mariners. Can they turn that opportunity into something? Salmons jumps, can't get anybody poured on it. Schneller now. Schneller for Ronzini. And there's a wasp in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. It came back from the last game. One of my funnel cake. Just a friendly reminder, if a wasp does end up coming in the broadcast booth, Pete and I reserve the right to evacuate immediately.
Agreed.
Hopefully it doesn't come back as the Knights. We have a stoppage, and there's a Knight down on the far end of the field.
She does appear okay.
So to get up, a little bit limping, but under her own power, all seems well. 16-23, counting down.
Talk a little bit about Merchant Marine here. They're 5-0-1 at home, and 0-1-2 on the road. Something to keep in mind. In conference, at home they haven't lost. On the road, they've only tied once.
No place like home, evidently, for the Mariners. Kaplan Field. So far. Oh, tussle out in front of the net. The Knights trying to keep the ball in the Mariners' end, but it does not look like it'll stay there for long. That appears number 18, Jamie Santasario. It's Welsh. Welsh for Ronzini. Ronzini now. Ronzini working up the far sideline. Ronzini waltzes in. Ronzini fires that one. Centering pass blocked. It'll stay in bounds. The Mariners will recoup. That one. Sky kick.
Switching over to the Knights here. Knights have not lost at home in conference games. They're 2-0-1.
And again, Pete, this really just plays into the unstoppable force versus the immovable object narrative.
Yeah. You got to think at some point defense got to turn into offense. The Knights have had opportunities.
So far, I mean, like we were talking about, the Mariners have had plenty of opportunities. Of course, Foreman, a couple of shots on goal. One of them knocked away by Kakavas. And so far, statistically, that remains the game's only shot on goal. As Green gets into it with Santasario, the referee takes exception, Knights ball. Green to kick it away under the 15-minute mark. I cannot get enough of this weather, Pete.
This is as good as the weather gets out here.
This is beautiful. Absolutely wonderful day in the Hudson Valley. The leaves across the river are starting to turn, and it finally feels like fall. As the Mariners get it past towards midfield. Foreman putting the moves on Tondini. Foreman trying to get around Tondini. Tondini gets a foot in there, loses her footing, and the Knights are unable to come away with the ball. Gallardo now. Gallardo along the far sideline, out of play.
Feels like any opportunity the Knights have to put some offense on the board just gets shut down pretty quickly.
13:59. Hansen was passed on the sideline blocked. 13:50 left in the half for those at home.
Hansen, 11 games played this year, 2 goals, 3 assists.
So far, just a solid effort from both sides, especially on the defensive end. one corner kick and one shot on goal for Merchant Marine in the game, and those so far have been the only ones of their kind. Throw in, hits Gallardo on the head. Number 15, Robinson, tries to make a play, can't quite get anything going. Foreman now, Foreman back for Salmons. Out of play into Knights ball. That one thrown. And still, and that one, the referee appears to have been out of bounds. Late call there, but it'll stick with the Knights. Coming onto the game now, number 13, Genesis De Leon Portillo, relieving number 24, Riley Tondini. So 12 minutes, 40 seconds left in the half. We'll see if either side can scratch one across. The men's game that preceded this, that game was 0-0 at the half as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you love defense, this is the game for you. That one returned to sender immediately. Green now boots it upfield. That one sent immediately back by Schneller. That one still loose, still nobody really to corral it. Still on the Mariners' end of the field. Solid pass from Maffetone, number 10. Schneller now towards midfield. No team has really been able to come away with it yet, as Baldwin almost overruns it, gets it back. Moran now. Moran in pursuit. That pass deflected. Schneller picks it up. Schneller along the sideline for Gallardo. Gallardo leaves it for Mitchell. Mitchell for Gallardo. Gallardo all the way up the field. That's number 13, and Ainsley Carlin. Carlin puts the moves on. Carlin centering pass. Can the Mariners do something with it here? That shot high. Coming into the game now from Merchant Marine, number 8, Lauren Interline out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. She relieves number 5, Morgan Mitchell. Shots on goal, of course, different than shots on net. Shots on goal require a goalie to make a play on it. But still, I mean, the Mariners have had shots on net. I believe the Knights have had one, just if memory serves me. But still, defense into offense, and we'll see which side can cash it in first, as Centrone along the sideline out of play. Gallardo to toss it in. Gallardo to Schneller. Schneller to nobody in particular. It's intercepted by Maffetone. Maffetone from her knees. Good pass. Intercepted by Foreman. Foreman to Cox. Maffetone gets a block. That one towards midfield. Welsh is there. Welsh gets a head on it. Returns to sender. That one's still loose. A lot of collisions. Maffetone falls. Gets up okay. All the way back to Schneller. And the Knights have forced the Mariners to go back to square one as that one towards midfield. That one heading out of play. Gallardo can't keep it in. Knights ball.
Gallardo has 9 games played this season, 1 goal, 1 assist.
Centrone to toss it in. Nothing doing yet. Deep breath for both sides. Centrone's toss in. Quickly intercepted by Schneller. It's Hansen now. Hansen. The Knights work it back. It's Green. Green fires that one all the way out. Robinson giving chase. Wrapped up by Ripperger.
Robinson looking for her first goal this season. Solid look there. But the goalie, Ripperger, shuts it down.
Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Not too much to write home about so far, but defense, really. We can't stress that enough, is now it's the Mariners. That one knocked out of the end line. It appears to go off Centrone. The referees agree. And will we have the game's second corner kick?
Carlone looked like she had a shot there. That was good defense by, who was that? Centrone?
Yeah.
That was good defense by Centrone there.
And we will have a corner kick. Number 4, Emma Cox doing the honors. out of Huntingtown, Maryland. That one towards the middle of the field. Who's home? Falls. That one's still loose, though. That hits a Mariner. The Mariners able to retain possession. It's Cox sending it back towards the middle field. Green is there. Can Green get it out of the box? She can. Gallardo tries to send it back in. Can't. Hansen upfield for Robinson. Robinson guarded closely by Gallardo to Hansen. Hansen works it back to square one. It's Centrone. Centrone pass midfield. Nobody's ball. It's Cox along the sideline. Knight's ball. Cox disagrees with the call. But can the Knights turn this into something? A throw in on the Mariner end of the field. That one tossed all the way in. Lays the hit on Gallardo. Nothing comes of it. Welsh takes a hard fall. The referees take note. Free kick. 7 minutes, 38 seconds and a half. And the Knights have had a lot of opportunities to start in the Mariners' end, and we'll see if they can cash in.
It's a solid look here. Let's see what the Knights can do with it.
Baldwin set to take the kick. Green towards the net. Ripperger wraps it up just wide.
Green's got a really good leg.
There's Kalen Green, of course, big game against Purchase, as previously mentioned. Showing off the skills there. That shot, a warning shot, if you will. As Welsh falls to the ground, guarded by Foreman. Foreman up ahead for Carlin. Carlin to Gallardo. Gallardo up ahead. It's Centrone. Centrone for Baldwin. Pickpocketed by Carlin. Green gets it out.
Nice shot by Green there. Clear it.
Schneller opts to let it go out of bounds. Quickly throws it back in. It's Foreman. That one out of play. No, still in play. It's Centrone. That one kept in by Hansen. Hansen upfield. It's Welsh. Welsh up ahead. Welsh falls. And the referees again take note.
You're right about Merchant Marine. Foreman seems to be the ringleader on the offensive side. Just everything going around her.
6 minutes, 20 seconds and counting down, and a spectacular defensive effort from both sides. We'll see if any team can get one going into the break. But the way this is going, it might be 0-0 going into next week.
Very well played defensively, both sides. That's been a theme.
Maria Baldwin now. The Knights again starting with the ball in the Mariners' end. Baldwin fires towards the middle of the field. Pass left a little short. Getting a shot off. Ripperger makes a solid save, but that will go as the first shot on goal of the game for the Knights.
That'll be save number 20 for her this year. Knights get on the board with shot on goal.
So the Knights seem to be finding their footing on offense here. And if nothing else, they can find their footing going into the second half. As the clock winds down here on this first one, as Schneller gets ahead on it, that one towards the middle of the field. Here's Welsh. 20-on-20 action. Hansen gives chase. Gallardo falls. Knights ball. And Pete, the Knights have been all over the Mariners' end these past 3 minutes. Can they turn it into something before the break?
Yeah, they're finally showing signs of life on offense.
Hansen throws it in. It's Welsh. Welsh to Hansen. Hansen. That one blocked by Gallardo. It'll stay put. We'll do this again. Hansen for Centrone. Centrone back to Hansen. Hansen guarded tightly by Carlin. Hansen gets it around, works it towards the end line. Hansen towards the middle. It's Welsh. That one knocked away, and we'll do this a third time. The Knights' offense is buzzing now. Just trying to get shot across. It's Hansen now. Carlin guarded by Hansen. Works Hansen into a corner. That one out of play off the end line.
Appears to be a goal kick.
And the luck runs out.
They put some pressure on. That's what you want to do. You want to start showing some signs of life on offense, put some pressure on their defense.
And the Knights, not really a shot on goal or anything close to show for it, but the Knights dominated the ball in the Mariners' end for a solid 3.5 minutes, Pete.
Yeah, they definitely made it interesting. Got to keep putting pressure on that defense. At some point, they'll break.
Schneller for Gallardo. Gallardo up the sideline, works it for Foreman. Foreman to Schneller. And now the Knights running a little bit of a trap defense here, guarding the Mariners a little more tightly in their own end than previously in the game. It's Moran giving chase. Forces an errant pass out to Salmons. Salmons for Cox, far sideline. Maffatone can't quite get a foot on it. Back to Cox. Cox up ahead. That ball is going to stay in bounds. It's going to cradle the sideline and end up out of play. Knights ball.
I do like that the Knights defense is putting more pressure on it. That opens more opportunity.
Green to toss it in.
As I say, it opens up more opportunity for offense.
I believe that's number 14, Patrica, wearing that one off the face. Took it like a champion. 3:15 counting down. You know, Pete, in my extremely limited soccer experience, those things hurt.
Yes, they definitely do.
They pump those things
I
out
also
the time.
have limited experience.
And here's Welsh now. Welsh working it upfield. Welsh gets around. Oh, Welsh gets around by Salmons. The referee takes note. We have a stoppage. And the ref reaching into his pocket, yellow card.
I do like the sportsmanship though from who's number 9 for
Faith Salmons.
Salmons. Yeah, good sportsmanship. She was offering to help up.
Nothing malicious about the hit. You're just part of the sport. You get tangled up. Welsh takes a hard fall. Thankfully, she's okay. But the referee, go have some pie. Yellow card laid down. And
So
again, sorry, Pete.
I just felt like I didn't mention it just after the men's game. Just
Yeah.
felt like that was worth mentioning.
Of course, yeah. Green to take the free kick, and this could be as good a chance as the Knights have gotten all half. And I'll tell you what, this is who you want taking the kick, too. Green fires. That one towards the middle of the field. Anybody home? No. Still loose in the box, though. That one kicked out. De Leon Portillo giving chase. The Knights are able to wrap it up. They still control it in the Mariners' end. Can they get back into the goalie box? It's Patrick along the sideline, guarded closely. It's a 1-on-3. Gets it back out. Baldwin. Baldwin for De Leon Portillo. Portillo sends it upfield. It's Robinson giving chase. Schneller gets it to Kulpois. Kulpois up ahead, and Green giving chase. Green is going to wrap it up. Green is going to send it out of play. But I'll tell you, these last 10 minutes, we have about 2 minutes, 15 seconds before the half, Pete, but these last 10 minutes have been all Knights.
Yeah, you got to give momentum to the Knights there. They've been pushing.
And now Robinson, as Robinson works it up the field, Robinson to Moran. Moran to Hansen. Hansen loses her footing, and Ripperger's going to wrap it up and send it away. But now the Knights face the same dilemma as the Mariners do. A lot of chances, and inability to cash in could come along to bite them later in the game. We'll see. Foreman works it upfield. Foreman. Green's going to chase it down. Nobody home. And that errant last pass has been a recurring theme for the Mariners as Green just opts to let it go all the way out of bounds, untouched. And this will go the way of the Knights, barring anything unforeseen. So, Pete, as we approach the 1 minute mark, a lot of defense and solid offensive opportunities for both sides, but so far the defense has just strong-armed this whole game.
Here's the Knights are going to take their time here. They're not going to try to force their way to get a goal here. They're going to. Of course there's urges for either side. It's still a tie game, but you don't want to do anything that would lead to a costly mistake on the other end. Right, it's like football. You're taking a knee at half instead of running play.
55 seconds and counting down. Foreman tries to get it inside. Some Mariner on the far end giving chase. That one ends up out of play. So it'll be a goal kick. 45 seconds counting down. They try to get the ball to whomever they want taking the kick. It'll be Green. 35 seconds. And again, to your point, Pete, a little bit, nobody in any real hurry.
Can't take too much risk when the ball's on your side of the field.
Green fires. Nobody home. Solid again. And Pete, this has just been a defensive masterclass. And I am excited to see how the second half goes. For as good as the Mariners have been, again, unbeaten since September 6th, almost a month to the day, the Knights have played them exceptionally well. As that one ends up out of bounds, and that will take us into the break.
Well played by both sides. Defensively, great on both sides.
Once again, I'm Lucas Stackpole. This is Peter Papalardo, and we will be back with you after this 15-minute halftime. Hello, everybody. I'm Lucas Stackpole. With me again is Peter Papalardo, and you're listening to the theme from Mortal Kombat for some reason. nothing as we open the second half. Pete, let's get some stats from the first half.
Yeah, on Merchant Marine side, clearly Alex Foreman has been the leader of the offense. He has 3 shots on net, 2 on goal. Got a couple fouls from Mitchell and Salmons. And looking at the Knights side, they got Patricia, 1 shot on net, 1 shot on goal, and Kaylin Green, 1 shot on net, 1 shot on goal. Not a lot of offense so far.
Tanko to Mahali, who sends it way down yonder, wrapped up by Ripperger, and we're underway.
2 saves each from each goalie so far.
It's been a very defensive-centered game so far. Both teams have had solid opportunities. Solid opportunities in the first half. Neither team was able to really punch one home. So we'll see.
Good look for the Knights here.
Yeah, good look early here. That's how they closed out the first half, too, for those of you just joining us. The last 10 minutes of the half was all Knights. Good pass inside from Welsh. Fires. Mora. Centering pass. Who's there? Nobody. Mafatone comes flying in. But again, Pete, they carry over that momentum for the first half. And we'll see if they can knock one home. That one ends up out of play. It'll be Knights ball.
Yeah, they did end the last about, 10 minutes? With
10 minutes,
a lot of momentum. So looks like they're trying to keep that going. Keep riding off that momentum.
Here we go. That ball tossed in. That one hit a hand, which you cannot do in soccer. Out of play, or not out of play, but it'll be Knights ball.
Kind of widely known rule.
Yeah, I mean, that's like soccer's whole thing is you can't use your hands.
It's
Crazy. Maria Baldwin, number 3, set to take the free kick. And the Knights, 2 early chances in the Mariners' end. That one's rocketed towards the middle. That one, just wide. Hit someone out in front. I don't think Ripperger saw it. That one
that was real close.
Just wide. And a minute and a half into the second half, the Knights' offense is rolling. That one all the way upfield, where it's quickly wrapped up by Green. Centrone giving chase. That one up the sideline. It's Gallardo. Gallardo for Foreman, who gets it up for Morgan Mitchell. Kaylin Green giving chase. And Green elects to just let it go out of play. And it'll be Knights ball. Here's Green now. Green working it up the near sideline. Green fires for Mora. Mora thankfully back in the game after taking a hard fall in the first half. That one tossed in from Cox. It's Foreman. And now that one out of play. And it'll stick with the Mariners.
Merchant's starting to take the momentum here.
Yeah, the team's trading punches early here in the second half. That one tossed in from Cox. Tondini gets a foot on it. Tondini now for Mahali, and the Knights are going to push it the other way. Mahali, good pass upfield for Mora. Can the Knights stay on side? They can, but Salmons is there before Mora can get to it. It'll be Mariner ball. Mora and Salmons all tied up. Tanko now, and Salmons just gets it out.
Thus far, a lot of the same from the first half.
The Knights have carried over a lot of momentum.
They have.
Solid pass now. It's Tondini towards the middle. Looks for Mafatone. That one won't go. Up now, it's the far sideline. It's number 8, Lauren Enterline. Enterline guarded closely by Centrone. Leaves that one for Gallardo. Gallardo's pass up ahead. Looking for Mitchell. That one picked off. Green sends it right back out of play. That one now back past towards midfield. The Mariners are taking it slowly but surely here as Salmons gets it to Cox. Near sideline. Cox. That one pass picked off by Mora. Mora pushing it the other direction. Mora, it's a foot race. Mora in alone. None of her teammates there yet. Centering pass for Tanko. That one wrapped up by Ripperger.
Nice play by Ripperger there. A lot of offensive opportunities. Not a lot to show for it, though, so far.
Mora and Tanko on the fast break. It's kind of hard because that one was at least a 2-on-4. So tough centering pass, but the fact she's able to get a pass off at all is a good sign. And so far, 4.5 minutes into the second half, the Knights' offense looks fantastic.
Nice job by Ripperger there to step up and get that ball before the Knights player could get to it.
Ripperger's pass takes a weird bounce, unable to be corralled. And now here, if the Mariners have a chance, if they can stay onside. That ball ends up out of play. Number 18, Jamie Santasiero. Santasiero lets it go out of bounds. Wells to toss it in.
Santasiero so far today, 1 shot on net, 3 fouls. Leads the game in fouls.
Allen past midfield now. It's Green. Green returned to center. Back to Salmons. Tanko and Salmons collide. Tanko guards the ball. Nicely done there to keep the ball in the Knights' hands. Feet, however you want to put it. That one shot blocked, and the Knights are flying around the field now to open the half. Gallardo now up the sidelines. And that one out of play. Mariner ball. Gallardo, the throw-in, intercepted by Centrone, gets past Gallardo and to Schneller. Schneller back. Mile in the air. Mitchell overruns it. Mitchell plays it on a bounce, takes it off the head, leaves it for Colpoys. Colpoys now gets free. Colpoys has enough room. Colpoys looking for Mitchell. Mitchell corrals it for the far sideline. That one centering pass. It's Foreman. She's there. Off the head. Deflected by Kakavison in. And Pete, Alex Foreman has been at the front of this offense all night. Gets a beautiful centering pass. Knocks it in with the head just out of the reach of the goalie Kakavas, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead.
I mean, it was bound to happen. They were putting a lot of pressure on. I started to think Mount St. Mary was taking the momentum there, but Foreman took it into our own hands.
All right, as we're talking about to close out the first half, the Knights have had, we're 6 minutes in, give or take, to the second half, and the Knights had a lot of opportunities. They couldn't cash one in, and there come the Mariners. And again, Foreman has really been leading the offensive attack all night, and that was just a bread and butter piece of passing and scoring.
Beautiful pass.
Credit where credit is due. Foreman at 5'10", you leave it at the top shelf where Mama keeps the peanut butter. She can knock it in for you, and it's 1-0.
It was a great effort by Kakavas, for sure. Just out of her reach.
She got a hand on it.
She did get a hand on it, but not enough.
Out of her reach. That one ends up out of play, and it'll stick with the Mariners. And Enterline and Foreman, the beautiful 1-2 punch there. And now if you're the Mariners, you don't take your foot off the gas. You see if you can get one more.
Yeah, but do it safely. If you're a Mariners, you don't want to give Knights a free goal.
Still a lot of time left in the second half, so I don't think either team has hit the panic button just yet. As that pass from Mitchell goes up the far sideline, she corrals it. Leaves it for Enterline. Enterline to Colpoys. Colpoys for Schneller. Tanko in pursuit. And here's Foreman. Foreman now.
Foreman, 4 shots on net, 3 shots on goal now, and obviously 1 goal in.
Foreman creating space, be able to get a pass. It's Colpoys. Colpoys guarded closely by Tondini. Colpoys is able to take the ball out. So Cox. The Mariners are being methodical with their Green gets a head on it before any danger, more danger comes by. It's Mora now near sideline. Mora sends it back towards midfield. It's Tanko. Tanko and Mahali. Mahali now. Tanko needs to work it upfield. Does so successfully. Gets it past the 2 Mariners. And if nothing else, the Knights are able to clear the ball. Here's a chance here. Ripperger with Maffetone in pursuit. Ripperger able to wrap it up before the Knights get an opportunity.
Great effort by Maffetone there.
Ripperger leaves it for Salmon. Sam's up the sideline to Cox. Mora guarding Cox closely. Tanko and Ronzini both fall. The refs take note. Tanko a little shake. Tanko shaken up. Gets up under her own power. Appears to be clutching her arm. That's interim coach Joe Dolan asking if Tanko needs one. Tanko says no. She stays on. All is well. Ball finds its way to Kakavas now. No threat. Kakavas wraps it up, and we'll try to get the Knights going on offense here.
Does seem that Merchant's taking the momentum right back.
Now, if you're the Knights, you can't play with your back against the wall for the next 30 minutes. You need to go out and take that equalizer. There's that one all the way back. And here's Foreman now. Foreman with enough space. Foreman gets a shot. That one's blocked by Baldwin. And Pete, I think we had the stock to open the first half, but soccer balls hurt. So
Yes.
they're better than me for.
At least she didn't take that one off the face. It was off the back of the head, but nevertheless.
Back to the head is arguably worse as Cole Poise leaves it back for Cox.
Definitely more dangerous.
Cox puts the moves on. Mora says no. Mahali gets it out. Salmons keeps it in. And you know, Pete, as Welsh falls, Knights ball. On a road like Powell Avenue, cars should not be going that fast.
Loud vehicles in Newburgh seem to be a theme on this road.
Oh, of course. And fire alarms.
Yes. Unfortunately, at early hours of the morning.
3 in the morning this morning, ladies and gentlemen. The fire alarm in my dorm room went off, and it ruined my beauty sleep. And that one is kicked away by Green. Green towards the far sideline. That one, Mora does a solid job keeping it in play. And now Mora now. This could be an opportunity for the Knights. Mora works towards the middle. That one rejected by Ronzoni. And this could be a chance for the Knights, as I believe it'll be a corner kick.
That was a great look for the Knights. They're looking to continue pushing on this Merchant defense.
Ronzoni now to kick it away. Oh, sorry. Ronzoni's on the other team. I can't. Mahali set to take the kick for the Knights. The Knights pack the middle. That one, it's loose. That one is in!
Oh no.
Is it?
I think it went over.
Oh, no.
That was very close. Everybody was cheering in the stands.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. I got that wrong. That one just high. It won't go. It's 1-0.
Very, very, very close there.
That was extremely misleading, folks. I sincerely apologize. The Mount St. Mary fans to our right started cheering, and it looked like it had gone in, but unfortunately it had not. And I look like a fool, and the Knights are still losing, so it's a lose-lose situation.
I mean, if there's anything good to talk about for the Knights there, it's that they put some pressure on. They had a shot on goal. It was a beautiful shot.
For
just
sure.
over.
Fooled me. It's Welsh. Somebody falls. That's number 18. Jamie Santasiero. And you're right, Pete. If nothing else, it's a good opportunity on offense for the Knights. That shows they're not playing scared after giving up a goal, and they're going to go out and try and get that equalizer. It's Ronzoni calling the plays here. Ronzoni running the point. Couple of hesitations. For real this time, sends it away. Mafatone for Tanko. Tanko and Salmons collide. Salmons catches a knee to the hip. Salmons giving the referee an earful after the no call. Gallardo guarded closely by Mafatone. Gallardo sends it off Mafatone and into the seats.
I know you said that the Knights don't need to hit the panic button yet, but they definitely need to put some pressure on, try to force a turnover here in Mariners' side of that field.
And they for sure have. I mean, 32 minutes left to play in the half, so, I mean, of course you want to play with a sense of urgency. And I think the Knights have done a good job in that shot on goal, the phantom goal, if you will. That's a good sign. That's a good testament that the Knights are, ready to get back on the saddle. But, I mean, like you said, like we were worried about the Mariners doing, you don't want to play yourself. You don't want to be too aggressive, per se.
Right.
You don't want to, be too aggressive and thus give up something on the back end. As Green is tied up on the sideline. Green falls. The refs take notes. Knight ball. (31-18) and not counting down, we have a stoppage. Green to kick it away. Clock still at 31-18. Out of play.
Clock is stopped.
Oh, it's going now. And that was by no fault of anybody in the game. 31-10, counting down. Left for the other side of the field. It's number 18, Santasiero. As Foreman, last woman to touch it, out of bounds. Welsh calling someone over. Just needs to get somebody to get to the throw in. Waiting for someone. Gets one. Fires. Intercepted by Cox. Welsh and Foreman. That one's still loose. It's Tanko. Tanko falls. Tanko and Cox get caught up in it. Mariners ball. And Tanko has done a solid job on defense, drawing a lot of calls, putting her body on the line. And it's paid off.
I mean, that's a theme for a lot of the players on this field so far. Defensively, they've been putting their bodies on the line. Great defense.
That one knocked out of play. Knights ball. Another whistle. Knights ball once more. Kaylin Green set to take the kick.
I do believe the Knights have Grace Moore back in.
Yes, Moore's back in after the hard fall.
Well, they're gonna need her here. She's been their 1A of offense this year, and I mean, I'm sure they're gonna be hoping that she can get something going here too.
29-25, counting down. I went up the far sideline. Gallardo's pass to Colpoys. Here's Tango now. Tango working her way in. Tango leaves it for Mahali. Mahali, that shot blocked. Can a Knight get back to it? Gallardo, good job getting it out. Sends it out of play, but the Knights, Pete, are buzzing.
That was a great look there.
There's all an opportunity there. The Knights keep it going. That ball out of play. So an interesting turn of events there for the throw-in, but Mariner ball now. And for the folks at home, the Phillies are leading the Mets 1-0.
Playoff baseball, very important.
Best part of October. Erpiger leaves it in. It's Salmons. Salmons for Cox. Cox for nobody in particular. Maffatone. Patricia gets a body on it. Still no, it's Colpoys. Colpoys leading the charge. Colpoys, what a pass.
What a pass.
Tantasiero offside.
That was a close one, but
And the Knights catch a break because, we both remarked that was a beautiful pass.
about as perfect as you could ask for. Ref was on him, though.
So the Knights dodge a bullet on what would have otherwise been a fast break.
Santa Sierra has been a name for Merchant Marine this half. Been hearing her name a lot.
Santa Sierra out of Houston, Texas.
It's a ways away.
Thankfully, the Astros lost as Mora works his way into the box. Mora got it like on Zoni. Mora gets a shot on net off, but it wasn't touched by Mariner, goes out of play. Coming into the game now for the Knights, number 11, Caitlin Hansen, coming on in relief of number 17, Emma Mahali.
Ripperger has had her hands full this half, but nothing really threatening other than that one shot on goal.
Yeah, other than the phantom goal, the Knights really haven't put anything on the net per se, but they've had the ball in the Mariners' end for a lot of time. It's Welsh now.
Here.
Yeah, Welsh now keeps it in. Welsh for Tanko. Tanko and Salmons collide. Ronzoni for Cox. Cox, good job keeping it in bounds. Cox guarded by Tondini. Welsh able to knock it away. On the throw-in now, Cox for Mitchell. For Ronzoni. That pass picked off by Maffatone. Maffatone, the ball in the Mariners' end. Maffatone trying to get past Gallardo. Can't. Leaves it for Schneller. That one out of play. and Mariner ball.
I mean, that's been the theme of the Knights all this entire half, and even the first half. Just defense has not turned into offense this far.
And the Knights, I mean, the Knights, don't let the score fool you. The Knights have played this game incredibly well. You know,
Absolutely.
Fantastic defense. And the goal that was scored, for those just now joining us, was a beautiful pass. Like, you could not have drawn that up any better.
Right, all credit due to the Mariners there.
Of course.
Foreman.
So the Mariners, if you will, find a chip in the armor, and they take the 1-0 advantage of the Knights. Still 25 minutes left. There's still plenty of soccer, and the Knights have responded to the goal well. They just need to, again, turn it into offense. Now to the far sideline, it's Gallardo. Gallardo gets a pass off, intended for Mitchell. That one well behind Mitchell, and now it's Kalen Green. Ken Green fire start this Knights offense. Green for Hansen. That pass picked off.
I mean, if there's anybody other than Mora to look for on this team, it's Green.
For sure. As Foreman now upfield. That pass picked off by Hansen. Hansen for Tondini. Tondini back for Hansen. The Knights, can they stay onside? Green has a little trouble with the pass. Ends up out of play.
That was a great look there.
And if you're the Mariners, you can't help but feel like you caught a little bit of a break.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that push was an even 5-on-5, but pass was not handled by Green.
And again, the Knights have responded to adversity well. They've played a great amount of defense as Santasiero comes out of the game for the Mariners. Also coming out of the game appears to be number 4, Emma Cox. That one ends up out of play, Knights ball. Santasiero has been, like you said, an active force in the second half, and Cox has played an excellent defense for the Mariners.
Cox, another name we've heard a lot so far today.
So we'll see if the Knights can find a way to take advantage of each of their absences. That one for Hansen. Hansen has a little bit of trouble with it, gets it back out. That pass picked off by Carlin. Hansen gets it back. Hansen for Mora. Can Mora keep it in play? Yes, she can. That one turned over, nobody home. Mora was backed into a corner there. And now it's Colpoys. Colpoys being pressured intensely by Patrica. Schneller now over the head of Foreman. The Knights will hang on to it. It's Green. Green, excellent pass, leaves it for Tondini. Tondini to the far end for Centrone. Centrone to Baldwin. Baldwin across the field. It's Maffatone. Maffatone keeps it in play. Maffatone, that pass looks like it was deflected, but Tanko gets it all the same. Tanko now, can she get a shot off? Tanko now works her way around. Schneller, good poke check, loses the ball. Morgan Mitchell, sorry. That pass in midfield, Mitchell comes away with it. And the Mariners stave off another Knights threat. Carlin now. Carlin for Ronzoni. And that pass picked up by the Knights. Mora gets it upfield. Mora for Tanko. It's a 2-on-3. Tanko waiting for her teammates. Tanko takes control of the ball. Good pass on the far end. I believe that's Centrone. Centrone now pushing it. Number 8, enter line in pursuit. For Maffatone, it's the far end. Centering pass. Ripperger right there. Nobody home.
The cross is a little bit too far towards the goal, and it was really, really easy for Ripperger to handle it.
So far, it's been an active second half for the Knights. So we'll see. I mean, they need one bad.
A lot more offensive opportunities.
Right. Again, not yet time to hit the big red button, but if you're the Knights, you have to keep this sense of urgency. Here's Mora now. Mora for Patrica. Patrica for Green. Back to Green. Green guarded closely by Mitchell, and Green opts just to get it back to Kakavas. Kakavas well out of the box. Kakavas sends it away. That one there, number 21, Lillian Carroll. First time we've said her name all day. Schneller takes a fall. We have a stoppage.
I believe that was Tanko.
The ref giving Tanko a talking to now. No punishment, but slap on the wrist. I believe the only card in the game is Salmon's, right? For Merchant.
I believe so. I believe you're right.
Working upfield now, Schneller. Schneller to Foreman. Back out, it's Ronzoni. Ronzoni for Carroll. Carroll guarded closely by Hansen. Hansen forces the pass back. It's Salmons. Salmons for Schneller. Schneller for Gallardo. Gallardo for Ronzoni. Mora, poke check. Mora falls. Ronzoni all the way back. Goes all the way back. It's Ripperger now. Ripperger back to Schneller, and the Mariners are working from square one. Very fundamental passing so far. I mean, there's still 21 minutes left, so they're not exactly killing time. As Foreman's pass deflected by Tondini goes back to Foreman. Foreman now, this could be a chance here. It's Colpois. Colpois works her way around Tondini. Colpois tries to leave it for Foreman. That pass picked off by Centrone. Good defense there from Mount St. Mary. Hansen now looking to push it the other way. And Pete is that one. Carroll takes it away. So as the action stalls out a little bit, Pete, like the Knights or the Mariners, it's too soon to kill the clock, but you can tell the Mariners are being a lot more cautious with their ball control. As Green and Mitchell collide, no whistle. That ball's still loose. And Baldwin and Mitchell go down. Knights ball.
You're right. That's what the Mariners do. The Mariners do have the advantage of obviously being able to take their time more, to take easier, simpler passes. Don't have to push anything. The Knights kind of have to show some sense of urgency and make some plays happen.
We've ducked under the 20-minute mark now. The Knights still trailing by a goal. The Mariners, again, of course you want that extra goal, but the Mariners are not trying overly hard to make that happen.
Right.
You know, because overly hard, you don't want to risk a sloppy mistake and thus an opportunity for the Knights. As Pete and I have touched on earlier in the game, as Green fires away. That one, not quite past midfield, catches the head of Gallardo. That one now past midfield, bodied up by Tanko. Tanko throws the shoulder. Solid hit. Ronzoni goes down. Tanko now. Tanko, good move. Tanko gets a pass out. It's Mora. Mora pass from Maffatone. That one a little up ahead. Far sideline. Can Maffatone keep it in? Yes, she can. Maffatone's going to have to get it towards the middle. She does. It's Tanko. That one just out of reach. Hansen, good job channeling it. The Knights have the ball. Hansen pass. That one's still loose in the box. That one out. And here's Foreman. And can the Mariners get it out? They can. And there, Pete, there has been a lot of that. A lot of chances for the Knights that really haven't culminated in anything threatening.
I mean, if you're rooting for the Knights here, you got to think you're due for one at this point.
The thing is, though, you can't score if you can't get a shot off.
Right.
And the Knights have had an overwhelming amount of pressure. Even that possession there, they had a solid opportunity, but at some point you just have to throw one up. Awaiting to come into the game now for Mount St. Mary, number 18, Isabella Williams.
Just got to think on offense. The Knights got to be due for one. They got to start putting some shots up.
And here, Pete, on the throw in, Lillian Carroll taking as long as the rules allow. More playing into the thing about how the Mariners now, protecting 1-0 lead, are playing a more careful brand of soccer. Here's a good pass. Kakavas wraps it up out of harm's way. That was number 8, Lauren Interline, on the attack, but nothing comes of it.
Nice job by Kakavas to step up there. She looks like she will throw it out.
Kakavas waiting for an opening, opts to do the kick instead.
I lied.
Pete is deceitful. Here's Hansen now. Hansen just wears it off the head is Gallardo. I mean, that has to hurt, right?
I mean, yeah.
Just taking it off the head.
I know firsthand.
That one up, and Welsh elects to let it go out of play, out of the end line. But I mean, I've heard they teach you to clench your teeth.
Yeah,
when you
I
head.
Learned that the hard way.
Really?
If you don't clench, you bite down on your teeth when it hits you.
Do tell. Do you have a story, or is that just something that?
We played pickup soccer.
Right.
Tried to head her with my mouth open.
Is that really when that happened?
Yes. That's exactly what happened there. Kakavas.
Back to much more professional soccer. As it's Green now, taking the pass from Kakavas. Green sends it upfield. Again, off the head, it's Carroll. Williams. Working it now is Colpois. Colpois elects to go all the way downfield. It's Salmons for Chaneller.
And that lack of pressure for the Mariners gives them a lot of opportunities to just set up their offense.
And the thing is, the Mariners, again, playing a more fundamental brand of soccer, but as of right now, the Knights really haven't tried to play that trap defense that we saw them pull out to close the half.
I really like that because it puts pressure on them. And right now's the time to put pressure on them.
For sure. And the Mariners, of course, you don't want to make a pass that you don't have to.
Right.
And if there's no pressure, there's no real risk of forcing those bad passes.
Makes fundamental soccer much easier when you're winning.
Of course. As Salmons waltzes upfield with the ball, Welsh wears it off the head and into the Mariner bench. But there's not really a whole lot of on-ball pressure yet. And
No.
I think we're under the 16-minute mark, still 1-0. I think the Knights at some point could benefit from that, as that one kept in play on the throw-in. It's Carlin, that one knocked out of bounds. It'll go the way of the Knights.
At some point, I do want to see that trap defense come back.
I think they're running out of time to incorporate it, Pete, as number 15, Angelina Robinson, comes into the game for Mount St. Mary.
I just think the last thing you want to do here is run that trap defense and then leave a wide-open goal for Merchant to put this game out of reach.
And that's the hard part. It's like pulling your goalie in hockey. It's beneficial. There's strategy to it, but it's also an extremely high risk because you're right. If the Mariners break the trap, then I'd assume that one, Carlin and Hansen exchange elbows. It'll stay with the way of the Mariners. There's Lucy Thomas now back into the game. That one knocked out of play. The referees agree, Mariner ball. Pete, if you're the Knights, when is it time to hit that big red button?
As long as this game stays 1-0, I'm going to say about maybe within 10 minutes, maybe closer towards 5 minutes. I mean, I think they should start, like we said, putting more pressure on now. I think now's the time you got to start putting more pressure on.
Gallardo centering pass. That one picked off by Green, intended for Thomas. A lot of bikers who need their bikes checked.
Possibly not street legal. That's not for us to decide.
The way they sound, I would say they aren't. But, of course, I'm not a car guy or a bike guy or any sort of vehicle guy. Surveying, pass in. Number 14, Darla Patrica, comes out of the game for Mount St. Mary. 13:50 left for the folks at home.
She ended the first half with a shot on net, shot on goal for one of the two at the end of the half for the Knights.
That one tossed in. And the Knights still at 2 shots on goal, at least according to the scoreboard here.
Which I don't believe is correct. I believe we have 3 shots on goal.
I'll take your word for it.
At half we had 2. And we had at least 1 this period.
Carroll, now it's De Leon Portillo, who I believe came into the game for number 14, Darla Patrica. Now it's Colpois. Colpois with the ball. Colpois up ahead for Foreman. Foreman working on Green. Green, I believe, is able to knock it away. Good defensive effort there from the freshman, but it'll stick with the Mariners.
That was looking threatening with Foreman pushing, but Green played some good defense there, got it out of her possession.
The throw now, it's Carroll. Carroll for Carlin. Back to Carroll. Chasing the ball a little bit upfield, but it's still very much in the Knights' end. Carroll centering pass. Well wide, wanted inner line. Inner line did end up coming down with it, but nothing came out. That was all the way back towards midfield. It's Gallardo. Gallardo for Colpois. Colpois has a hard time coming up with it. Gallardo to Interline. Interline waiting. Interline for Ronzoni. Ronzoni. That one catches someone on the head. It's Tondini. Tondini for Mora. That ball loose at midfield. Here comes Welsh. Knights ball. Welsh up ahead. Good pass. Can Hansen keep it in? She can. Can the Knights turn this into something? Hansen working towards the near sideline, towards the end line. That one deflected. Tanko giving chase. That one knocked out. But it is Knights ball.
Finally, the Knights are back on the attack here, and let's hope they can put something in here.
12 minutes and counting down. That one immediately knocked out of play again. I believe it'll stay with the Knights. Yes. On the throw-in, it's De Leon Portillo. That one. Thomas knocks it out of bounds, and we'll do this thing again. The referee blows the whistle. The The play is blown dead. All right, for the third time, we'll have a throw-in. Leaves it short for Mora. Pass picked off by Colpois.
Moore's had a quiet second half so far.
Go the way of the Mariners. 11 minutes, 7 seconds, counting down. Your score still Mariners 1, Knights nothing.
And this is where I believe the Knights should start pressing them hard here.
Good pass up ahead. It's Carlin giving chase, guarded by Green. Green able to come down with it, hopefully start pushing down the other end. Green, good move. That one blocked out in front. It'll stay Knights ball. Here's Hansen.
It's a good look here.
Hansen for Welsh. The Knights need to slow down and control their passing. That one turned over. Good defense from Ronzoni. Giving chase is Hansen. Hansen and Carroll tied up. Hansen is able to come away with it. Good pass up ahead. That one saved.
Great look there. What a pass by Hansen. Almost went through, but the kick was right at the goalie.
Hansen gets it to Williams. Williams takes a shot off again. Ripperger knocks it down. Didn't have too much move. But if you're the Knights, that's a good sign. There's 10 minutes left, and you have to start doing more of that if you want any chance of staying in this one.
Yeah, they got to do more of that, for sure. Probably the easiest save of Ripperger's life. It was right to her chest. But at least the Knights are showing signs of life.
Good shot on goal. And again, there's no quit in the Knights. They responded to the goal well. And now they just need something to show for it. As here's De Leon Portillo. Just sends it out of play. I assume she's looking for somebody that wasn't there. Here's Carroll working it up the near sideline. That one knocked out a play. And at the jurisdiction of the ref, it'll stay with the Mariners.
We're just inside 10 minutes now, and Knights have shown some life. Hopefully they can keep that going and put one through.
Interesting pull here as number 17, Alex Foreman, comes off for the Mariners. As number 6, Evelyn Moore, enters the game.
That is definitely surprising. Foreman has been the center of the offense for the Mariners here.
And again, we'll see if... I assume that the strategy, here for the Mariners is not to take the foot off the gas. But we'll see if the Knights... Because, of course, Foreman has tortured them all afternoon. So we'll see as Green's kick, Souvenir, over the Mariner bench. 9 minutes counting down.
Still a little confused about pulling Foreman off here. Might be looking for more defense.
And I think that makes sense, but if you're up 1-0, I don't think you have to be overly careful here.
Well, maybe inside 10 minutes they feel that their offense can hold up without her.
Still Mariner ball. That one knocked out of play. So with 8 minutes left, still 1-0. And all in all, no matter how this one ends up turning out, a very solid performance from both sides. Mahali guarding the ball. It's Colpois. Colpois for Carlin. Carlin all the way backfield. Downfield, for Schneller. Schneller wraps it up. Guarded by Tanko. Schneller gets a pass off. Green gets a head on it, but it's Lucy Thomas. That ball. Maria Baldwin sends it deep into the Mariners' end and out of bounds.
Looks like this Knights defense is looking to capitalize off of a mistake by the Mariners. So far, they haven't made many.
8 minutes to play. And counting down, and the Knights need to turn defense into offense as that one knocked out of play. Mariner ball again. We'll try this again. Throws in, goes to Carlin, guarded slightly by Hansen. Here's Mahali bounding up the ball. Mahali to Robinson. Again, number 6, freshly into the game, is Evelyn Moore. Makes a play on the ball as Welsh leaves it for Robinson. Robinson for Welsh. The Knights holding onto the ball, never mind. Mahali and Ronzoni collide. That one still towards the near sideline. Cordelio Portillo puts some play on it. There's Lucy Thomas now. It's a 3-on-4, but the Mariners, it's Moore. Thomas tried to get it to Moore. No, gets to Interline. Interline guarded tightly by Centron.
Mariners didn't really have a
Out of
shot
play.
there, open lane for a pass, so we're going to be looking for possibly a pass and a cross here to somebody inside the box.
Interline is number 8 on the Merchant Marine Mariners. Everlong is a song by the Foo Fighters, and for whatever reason, I got those crossed up.
Might I add a great song?
Great, fantastic song. 6:02, and the clock is stopped at the discretion of the ref.
Looks like Maffetone's coming back in.
Maffatone coming in for number 15, Angelina Robinson. And entering the game for the Mariners, it will be number 24, Sarah Welsh.
I believe this is Welsh's first appearance today.
Welsh relieves who am I talking about? Relieves Lucy Thomas of her duties. 6 minutes and counting down.
Welsh on the year, 9 appearances, two goals, 1 assist.
Here's Carlin. The Mariners trying to get one more. Carlin for Moore. Moore, good move. Moore struggling with the ball. That one poked away. Moore gets it back. Moore for Colpoys. It's still a scrum for the ball out in front, and the Knights are able to get it out. Tanko bodies it up. Tanko and Salmons one-on-one. Salmons leaves it for Carroll. Carroll for Schneller.
Nice hustle by Tanko there to put pressure on.
5 minutes counting down. Welsh sends that one out of play, and a lucky fan will be able to take that soccer ball home. Pete, I'll tell you that fire alarm going off at 3 a.m. did me no favors.
Were you able to sleep after?
It took me a little bit,
I'm sure.
and then I did the men's game, and now we're doing this one.
It's been a long day.
Long day.
Well, we're inside 5 minutes now, and now I think is where you start to hit the red button.
5 minutes and counting down. Number 14, Darla Petrica comes in. Coming out, number 24, Riley Tondini. And yeah, Pete, I think sub 5 minutes. I mean, now you really have to turn it on. And now I think the difference between 1-0 and, say, 2-0, that really doesn't matter all that much to you anymore.
Right.
Because now you just have to get the equalizer. That pass just behind Maffatone. Centrone now. That one out of play. Mariner ball. 4:15 counting down.
Great effort by Maffatone there, but passes to nobody.
4:08. That one tossed in. It's Petrica for Mahali. Ooh, Tanko and Salmons collide.
Well, that phantom goal's looking more and more important here.
Tanko and Salmons have been going at it all game. Nothing malicious about it, of course, just two competitors, and they seem to collide a lot.
From what we've seen, it's been a very clean game, both sides.
Of course. And for those of you that also tuned into the men's game, you know the men's game was not. Maffatone for Green. For Petrica. That Baldwin's pass blocked. Baldwin sends that one towards midfield. Good effort to keep it in play. And here's Green now. Green, can the Knights stay onside? They can. Good pass for Tanko. Tanko, can't you corral it? Yes. That one's sent away. There's Petrica to Mahali. Back to Petrica towards midfield. 3 minutes now. Petrica fires that one. Wanted Tanko and Salmons again. And Pete, that would have been something. One effort by Maffatone to keep it in play. And then gets it to Green on a centering pass. And again, this Mariners defense just rises to the occasion.
That was incredible by Maffatone to keep that one in, and it turned into a Knights push.
And here's the Mariners down at the other end. It's Gallardo's in the middle. Gets it for Enterline. That one out of play after the end line. 2.5 minutes counting down. Kakavas set to kick it away.
Easy for Kakavas there. And We're just outside of 2 minutes, and they're going to get pushed very soon.
I mean, if there's 2 minutes, anything can happen. 2 minutes is a lot of time, at least in soccer terms. Owen Kipton play at Centrone. Centrone, the ball is on the Mariner end of midfield. Tanko and Schneller. Tanko now. Tanko in control. Tries to get it to Green. That pass picked off. Here's Patrica now, trying just to at least keep it in the Mariners' end for De Leon Portillo. That one picked off by Carroll. It's Maffatone. Maffatone for Patrica. That one picked off. So the Knights hold possession. They're at almost exactly midfield.
They've held possession well. Just nothing opening up.
Patrica, here's a pass, far sideline. See what happens here. 90 seconds to play. That one, centering pass. Ripperger able to make a play on it and does so.
Another crosser right at Ripperger.
So 1:20, and the Mariners are holding it down. And again, Pete, I think at this point of the game, the Mariners are just going to hang on to the ball as long as the rules let them.
Wasn't a great kick out of the goal there.
Here's Maffatone. Maffatone for Green. Green and Salmons one-on-one. Salmons comes away with it. Maffatone in pursuit. Salmons, that one knocked out of bounds. It looks like it went off a Mariner, and it did. Less than a minute to play now. The offense is buzzing. De Leon Portillo for Welsh. It's Tanko on front of the net. That one hits someone. Ripperger wraps it up. 41 seconds.
Well, you know the Mariners are going to take as much time as possible here.
32 seconds and counting down. Again, that one,
Another
short
poor
pass
kick.
out of the net. Maffatone gets a head on it. Mahali also gets a head on it. That one's still loose. The Knights are going to wrap it up, but with 20 seconds, they have to get it deep into the own end. That one out of play.
That's going to hurt.
Mariner ball. And ladies and gentlemen, I might have taken the air out of the tires. The throw in with 10 seconds now. All the Mariners have to do is just keep it away. 6 seconds. That one kicked out of bounds. The clock will not stop, and ladies and gentlemen, that's your contest.
Very well played by the Knights. Fall just short.
Solid,
Lack of offense.
solid defensive effort from both sides. The Mariners, Alex Foreman's goal is the lone goal and thus the decider. The Merchant Marine Mariners continue their impressive unbeaten streak with a 1-0 win here today.
I mean, well played by both sides, like you said. Defenses held up very well. Both offenses had a lot of opportunities. Just Foreman put one through, and that was the decider.